Because we find ourselves at a crossroads as well, all of us. For we've arrived at a moment where each nation and every citizen must choose at last how we respond to a world that has grown smaller and more connected than at any time in its existence.
These words from Obama's speech in Strasbourg, France this past April echo the growing acknowledgement that Obama's platform of change extends far beyond the borders of the United States. As we mark the administration's first 100 days in office, a benchmark initially dismissed as a hallmark holiday by the White House, U.S. citizens at home and abroad, as well as the international community, have been welcomed to check in on the administration's progress.
The Obama administration came in at a moment of enormous domestic and financial crisis. Domestic, obviously, in terms of the economic recession and the need to get to terms with the relationship between speculation and economic production. And in terms of foreign policy, the two crises, which are Iraq and Afghanistan, Pakistan. We all sense that this is a major moment in terms of American history.
In a recent Wall Street Journal NBC News poll, 61% of people approve of the job Obama is doing as president. For Americans abroad, their assessment of the administration is influenced by the international community's perceptions.
Honestly, just there's been a lot less bad feeling. I mean, leading up to the election, you would have people who occasionally were like, well, who do you think is going to win? And who were actually interested. But in general, it was sort of like trash Americans. And since then, people have been like, do you know what your country's done? They've done a really good thing.
This man approaches me to sign a petition. You know, they're all over Paris. Give me some money for this, give me some money for that. And I thought, yeah, I'll sign. You know, I was such in a great mood. And he said, okay, well, now I need 10 euro. I was like, shoot. Well, okay, I have 5 euro. Obama just won with it. And then he said, we just started talking in French, and he said, well, where are you from? And I said, les États-Unis, the United States. And he said, Obama! And he just shouted, and he was so happy. He said, you know, this has just changed the world.
This change comes as a reconsideration of the Bush's administration's process of government.
Senator Obama, when he was senator, was nicknamed by many No Drama Obama. And I think that that's also an approach that we don't see red alerts constantly coming out of the White House. There's a serious discussion. There's information is forthcoming, but there doesn't seem to be this notion of trying to make people panic and or react or govern by fear. And I think that's what you can predict for the future. The Obama administration tends to believe that, in fact, the government is the solution to the problem.
The political and perceptual changes taking place abroad are compounded by cultural events like the recent exhibit organized by Dorothy's Gallery during the month-long Des Américains à Paris festival just outside of Paris, where Americana of days past, music, food, and art are all on open display.
The objective of the gallery is to bring cultures together and to be a type of a cultural ambassador, and also for America and for Barack Obama, because in his cultural program what he thinks is that the United States should have more art and culture in their programs from the earliest ages, and that it is art and culture which helps people to be more creative and to be freer.
For U.S. citizens abroad, this freedom represents a return to better times without forgetting that hard times are still ahead.
He's been able to give back to Americans a sense of faith in themselves. See, one of the saddest things that I found in the last few years is that Americans no longer believed in themselves. And that there can be a return of faith at the same time as unemployment is between 12 and 15%. And there is clearly a restructuring of the American economy to be made. And that he wants to get on with that, I think is a very good sign. That America is no longer a hyperpower, but it is still extremely important. And it's very important that America leads within the international community.
Although the United States' role in this new world order is to be determined, at home and abroad there is a growing appreciation that progress and process go hand in hand. The history books are still waiting to be written, but as the Obama administration attempts to turn around the effects of the recession, restore some semblance of stability to the Middle East, and mend wounds with former allies, U.S. citizens are preparing to do their part.
I mean, the reaction was immediate. It wasn't... at the same time, I wasn't like, I'm American, you know. I was really proud to say, yeah, I'm American now.
This is Nicole Jurmo reporting for PBN.